All right, guys. This video. By the way, welcome to our last stand MMA. Forgot to do the intro. Guys, thanks for sticking with me thus far. We're growing every week, slowly, but we're growing, which is really awesome. I'm staying consistent. I'm doing my part, as that meme would say. I'm doing my part. I'm really enjoying this. This is like becoming a really awesome part of my week, and I'm looking forward to the different topics. But as promised, today I'm going to make a video about all the equipment that you need to go to a Muay Thai class. This was a highly sought after topic that plenty of people have been texting me about to make a video on this. And so I'm going to go out of my way to not just talk on it and make a video on it, but I'm actually going to do a screen record of me putting a wish list together for you guys. And so I'm going to talk through the wish list as I build it so you know exactly what to look for. And if you want a very specific type of material or equipment, I'll talk through it so that you, for your own preferences, can buy it and deviate off the wish list if you feel like it. So you guys want Muay Thai gloves and not boxing gloves is because in the clinch, it has that flexible appendage for the thumb in Muay Thai gloves, where boxing gloves, it's way stiffer because obviously you're not clinching in boxing. I mean, you are, but it's not really something that is encouraged, right? Like the ref will break you up after you start to clinch. With Muay Thai, clinch game is a big part of what we do. We throw elbows and knees from the clinch, and that's where you create different dynamic separation and attachment to create more space or less space depending on what you're trying to do. So, you know, with Muay Thai gloves, it's a must if you're training striking for MMA, and you're not using MMA gloves for that session. You're gonna use 16-ounce sparring gloves. So now taking a look at this list, so Fairtex is the first one that pops up. $90, not bad, guys. Usually gloves like this, like Fairtex gloves, go in upwards of like 120 to 160, sometimes $200. So I would say your best bet is this Fairtex one that pops up right here. Go ahead and add that to the wish list. So I'm going to create a new list. Call it, what the hell? Why did it do that? Call it Muay Thai. Thai wish list. Alright, create. So that's the first one on our list. Now, if we go back, I'm going to show you guys something. RDX is like a mid-grade line. So is Sanibel. I would say that these two are reliable. Like, they're not going to break down on you, but they're not the best in my opinion. I have a Sanibel bag and a Sanibel gi. I think the gi is kind of heavy, but that's for jiu-jitsu. That's different. Never really tried their gloves, but for what I could tell, with what they make, it's decent stuff. It's not the best. So if you're just starting out, I would say this is probably a really good starter glove. RDX as well. My MMA gloves, my 8-ounce MMA gloves are RDX. If you are doing MMA, you're gonna want to get a 12-ounce or 8-ounce glove. My personal preference is to go lighter for an MMA glove because you want less padding to be able to articulate your fingers and your hands when you're doing different grips for submission, judo throws, things like that. And most of the smokers, at least here locally in Houston, are going to use 8-ounce gloves. 4-ounce is what you would use if you were in a amateur or professional bout. Yeah, I would highly recommend, if you're doing MMA as well, to also go ahead and get the MMA gloves. These are actually the same gloves that I use, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the wish list. I like these a lot. They seem to be holding up on the seams, so that's good. That's the first thing you can tell when you have a quality glove, is that the seams are intact and they don't start busting out when you're using them for striking, right? That is the worst, because then you're gonna have like all the insides of the glove start to pop out. All right, so that is on the wish list. Let's go back. All right, so I guess now this is converting to an MMA and Muay Thai list. So basically the only difference really is this the gloves, the MMA gloves. Everything else you're going to be using in MMA as you would in a regular striking Muay Thai class. So let's go down, take a look here. Now I'm just going to explain the difference in the brands here. So now we see Venom. Venom's the official sponsor of the UFC. Pretty quality stuff. I haven't used it, and it's pretty cheap actually too for them being an official partner of the UFC. I personally have hand wraps from them. I can't really tell the difference between theirs and like a Hayabusa wrap. I feel like they're pretty much the same. So quality wise, I wouldn't say like they're so superior that it's, you know, worth going out of your way for it. But again, another good starter glove here with Venom. Which one's this one? 5-ing boxing glove. I've never seen this brand before. Probably because it's $20. Never seen it. I would stay away from this one. Seems like it has good reviews, but just going off of, you know, what I train with, what I've seen other fighters use, never seen it. Hayabusa, I would say, are really good, or Hayabusa. Larry, my instructor, uses these, and every time I feel it hit my face, I'm like, wow, it's a pretty nice glove. So I would say if you're starting out or you've been a seasoned vet, you can't go wrong here. Again, Fairtex, these are phenomenal. All right, and those are a little bit more expensive, $148 for this one. I would bet you that this is made out of real leather, and that's probably why the price went up. Guys, a huge point of emphasis here. If it's made out of real leather, it's gonna stink way less. I have a pair of plastic gloves and I have a pair of leather ones. My leather ones smell amazing. So that leads to my next thing. What you're gonna want is a dehumidifier for your gloves. This is probably the least expensive thing that you're gonna get, but it is, whoops, not for your basement, for gloves. It's so worth having this because it takes the stink out of your gloves and it kills the bacteria, which you guys know staph is all over the place. Let me put for boxing gloves, because there's one that I'm looking for in particular. Here it is, the glove purifier. Guys, this thing is amazing. I cannot rant about this setup more than I'm ranting about it now. I love using this. I literally come in from training and pop it onto this dehumidifier basically, and it's in my garage, and it takes literally all the stink out of it, and I just make it a habit every time I come back from training and throw my nasty clothes into the wash, and then Sloan gives me the stink face. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this to the list. All right, now we're starting to rock. We got a pretty solid list going here. All right, so let's also get pre-wraps. Pre-wraps, guys, are really important because it keeps your wrists straight. The biggest problem when people are starting out in striking is that they don't know how to hold a straight fist. They'll bend it like this or like this, and if you're hitting the heavy bag with that type of articulation with your hand, you're gonna break it, without a doubt. You're also gonna have like a ton of carpal tunnel and just a bunch of issues with your wrist. You want to get good wrist straps. RDX makes pretty good ones. I would say on the side of going larger, in my opinion, than smaller, because you don't want it to be too small around the padding, and it constrict you. It feels uncomfortable, and then it gets really sweaty. It's just not a good feel. When I go larger for my padding, like an XL, and I have pretty big hands, I feel way more comfortable. I feel more padded. It just is an overall better experience. You have to try it, but that would be my guidance, is go bigger than smaller. And so there's two different types here, guys. There's the pre-wrap ones, which is why I put pre-wraps in here. They already have it so that you slip your hand into it, and then you literally like fold over 2, maybe 3 times until the Velcro sticks to the male and female side, and then you have a fully wrapped hand, which is awesome. I cannot tell you guys how many times that saved me from just a long, arduous process of wrapping my hands. Oh my god! Like, I'll do it for a regular fight, and I'm gonna put that in the wish list as well. But having these pre-wraps for practice, like I would say 4 sets of these. If you go a lot, if you go like twice, maybe 3 times a week, get like 2, and then put them in the wash each time you come back. But I have like 4 or 5 of these, and I love it. I just throw it in my bag. No need to like re-wrap them up. And you just pull them out when you're ready to go. So you can go ahead and open this one up, put this on the list. Hope you guys are having a good week out there, and this list is helpful. All right, pre-wraps for boxing. Let's go wraps now. Here we go. So now you're going to see that there's different sizes. I mean, 180 inch is pretty much standard. So you got Sanibel here, RDX again. I would say either or, really. Let's just say RDX just for continuity purposes. And this is, again, when you're in a little bit more serious of a spar or competition, like a tournament, like a points tournament for Muay Thai. Or if you're getting into a smoker situation, definitely get these, because you want more of a contact, a manual sort of wrap, so to speak, on your hands. It's just tighter. It's a more vigorous type of feel. It's a more professional feel is what I would say. It just takes hella long, or longer than normal, if you were using a pre-wrap. If you're wrapping your own hands. And there's videos out there on how to wrap your hands. I almost have it down. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't have it down like perfectly. But I am comfortable with how I wrap my hands, to the point where I have the space between my palm, and then it's going over my knuckles, and then the bottom part of my hand into my wrist. So that's what you're shooting for when you have a perfect wrap, is just that space in between your palm. For when you make a fist, you have the padding in the right area. So let's go ahead and add this to the list. All right. Of course, mouth guards are super important. I have what's called an impact mouth guard. I love it because they take a molding of your actual mouth, and they send it to a lab to do impressions. I don't think they have it on here, but if you go to impactmouthguard.com, it will give you the website, and I'll actually let me go ahead and put it up right now. Impact mouth guard. So you guys check this out. So they have like an Easter collection here, but like check out the mouth guards that they have. Mine says eat, sleep, teep, repeat on mine, and it fits like a glove. They give you a case. They actually keep your impression on file too. So if you ever lose it, then you're able to come back and log in and just say, yeah, use my previous impression and make me a mouth guard. So $60, not bad, you know. You can do a bunch of stuff here, a bunch of stuff. And so I think it's worth it, especially if you're making it a habitual thing. You don't want like a regular mouthpiece, especially if you're getting punched in the face. So I like mine. All right, back to Amazon. So that's for your mouthpiece. Now, let's get down to the shin guards. Fairtex, again, my favorite. I have a pair of these and I love them. They take care of the bony part of my shin. What they won't take care of, guys, for you guys who are new to Muay Thai or thinking about striking, it won't protect the outside part of your leg. And if in the middle of sparring, they will twist, even though they're great, like all of them twist to a certain degree. But when these twist, sometimes you will get popped in the shins. So just be aware, like even your best shin guards like these will still move on you. And they're not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. They are comfortable though, and you do get good articulation through your kicks. So I'm going to go ahead and put this one on the wish list. Again, with shin guards, I would go bigger than smaller if you are in doubt, because the last thing you want is a small shin guard and then you're looking like a goofy because the bottom of it won't attach to your foot. And now it's like halfway on, halfway off. I've seen a lot of guys do that and they look really dumb. It's almost to the point where it's like, why wear them at that point? All right, so shin guards, check. What you guys would definitely want to check out is Muay Thai shorts. I love the feeling of Muay Thai shorts. They're friggin' awesome. The reason being is because they don't have pockets. They fit tight on your waist but have elasticity, so you don't really need to tie them. And then they ride up your leg, not in an uncomfortable way, but in a way that's actually extremely comfortable, because it allows you to kick and get that motion. Again, more fair text. You got Venom here. I'll go ahead and put this one on the wish list. Pretty cool design too. And then if you guys want, there's ankle guards. These are really, really common in Muay Thai. I don't wear them anymore because of MMA. Like, I like to have that bare feel on the mat. And so I don't wear them anymore. But if you want, I'll go ahead and put them on the wish list. Mine were red and black when I would wear them. Oh, these are really cool too. I kind of want a pair of these. I'm going to put these on the wish list because they're awesome. Ooh, one more thing I did forget to mention. When you guys are doing MMA, you're going to want fight shorts. Lefroy's pretty good. I've actually used them for jiu-jitsu. They got really cool designs. These almost feel like swim trunks, MMA fight shorts. But I'm going to go ahead and they're not even expensive. They're like $17. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the wish list too. All right. There you go. The rash guards for jiu-jitsu. What else? What else am I missing, guys? Covered basically everything from tip to tail. I just want to make sure that I'm not missing anything, especially because I don't want to come back and have to redo this video. But I'm thinking that's pretty much it. Oh, bonus item. I've had this on my list for a while. This thing called toe hold sandals. Have you guys ever heard of those? What's his name is the sponsor for these? Gordon Ryan. This is it's one of the companies that he has like a lot of stake in. And they use like these models to promote their stuff. But the whole point of it is that they're handmade flip-flops. They're super expensive. They're like $700 for a pair. Joe Rogan also sponsored these. But supposedly, like, to wear them to MMA or jiu-jitsu, it's the most comfortable thing. And you guys know, like, when we go to class, like, they're so important to have like a good pair of flip-flops because we're in them so much. But this gives you an idea of what they look like. I mean, insane, right? Like $600 for a pair of sandals. Maybe I'll get them for my birthday this year because I don't really splurge, or Sloan doesn't really splurge on me that much. But if I ask for something like this, it's like once in a blue moon type of thing. But yeah, these are like $1,000. Insane. But yeah, guys, that's about it. That's my wish list. Bonus items, I would say, is like 3, 6, 9 fish oils. You definitely, like, I have the animal omega pack here to keep your joints nice and lubricated. Also magnesium, potassium. Like, if you get a combo of that supplement, it definitely helps with the joints and the stiffness, especially if you chain together like 2 or 3 consecutive training days in a row with a good diet. You want to supplement with that stuff. It'll keep the cramps at bay too. And then collagen. If you could put collagen in your protein, anything to lubricate your joints is going to make you way better, more well off than if you were not to do it. I forgot to re-up. Actually, I was telling my boy Robert about this. Shout out to Robert. I forgot to re-up on my on my magnesium, potassium, and what was it? And my it wasn't collagen. It was something else that I took, basically. I'm trying to remember what it was that I took for my bones. It was one of the animal packs, though, and it was meant just for joint support. But I was telling him I totally forgot to take whatever that supplement was. And I felt it in my hands. It felt like I was like that guy from that movie that was like, take my good hand. Like, I felt like that for literally a week straight. I couldn't back squat. I literally was feeling everything on my knees. It was terrible. So yeah, definitely supplement through with animals, joint support supplement. That thing is going to really take you far. And if you can't use that for whatever reason, it's called chondroitin. There we go. Glucosamine, chondroitin. You gotta take that. That stuff is like the holy grail for your joints, man. That collagen, you're good to go. You'll feel like you're 19 again. But guys, thanks for watching the video. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, please do. I'm gonna come out with some more videos about like proper kicking form, other things that are overlooked by beginners, and just things to kind of stave off the learning curve for you if you're new to this. I wish I had something like this, and I've noticed that in YouTube, there's not a lot of people that dive into this stuff. A lot of the MMA fight fans don't really know what they're looking at for the most part unless they train, which is a really strange thing, and that's why I wanted to start this as well, just to give people insight. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon.